The three core spectrums of being a modern SEO professional with Desmond Boateng. The In Search SEO Podcast is brought to you by Similarweb, helping you build better SEO strategies with digital intelligence, insights, and data. Hey, it's David. What are the three core spectrums of a modern SEO professional? That's what we're discussing today with a man who's passionate about diversity, entrepreneurship, and SEO. He has an exceptional track record in growing startups into scale-ups and is Digital Strategy Director at Digital Base. A warm welcome to the In Search SEO Podcast, Desmond Boateng.
Hello, I'm Desmond Boateng. Thanks for the beautiful introduction, David. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for coming on. I just tell the listener that Desmond can be found over at dgtlbase.com. So, Desmond, today we're discussing what you consider to be the three core spectrums of a modern SEO professional: hard skills, emerging skills, and soft skills. So how did you come up with this framework?
Good question. Maybe good to know that I started in SEO 14 years ago. When I started in SEO as an SEO specialist, back in the days, it was like keyword focus. So it was more focused on like matching queries instead of focusing on the keyword intent. So now what you see is quite important to understand like the user intent and creating content for the users. That's more important. But also, if I look back in time, the content quality was less important than quantity. So to be honest, I was also putting like a lot of content out based on the keywords. But also, if I look back, technical SEO requirement were minimal. So if you had like basic HTML, it was okay. If you knew how to correctly fill in your page, it was already okay. There was like less focus on like, let's say, site structure, page speed, core web vitals. But also local SEO wasn't there back in the day. But also voice search, and also what's very trending now of last years, AI and machine learning. But also in that period, I also compared also how is it now compared to back in the day. So for example, nowadays it's link earning over link building. And back in the days, you had like a lot of directories. You could easily buy a lot of links and you could grow a result. But nowadays, to be honest, it's more focusing on like having an added value. The website where you place your link has to have like real value. Has to be within your target audience, but also your story has to be correct so that people from their website goes to your website.
So doing SEO in 2024 instead of 2010 is significantly different. So you've obviously learned along the way and evolved your skill set, and you've come up with a framework that matches the skill set of how to be a successful SEO in 2024. So how would you summarize the hard skills required for being a modern SEO?
Yeah, so to start indeed with the hard skills, for me the hard skills for modern SEO are data reporting, technical SEO, SEO verticals, the content, the CRO, strategy, links and digital PR, and other marketing channels. So for example, as I focus on data reporting, in the beginning, to be honest, we had like search portfolio was quite basic, and analytics was quite basic for an SEO specialist. But nowadays, you have so much more opportunities with search portfolio only, but also with analytics and other data reporting tools. So therefore, we created like a framework for each of those hard skills, but also for the emerging skills, but also in the top skill, where we have like created like, okay, for example, for data reporting, we have like junior level 1, and then you have junior level 2 within the agency. Then you have medium level 3, medium level 4, and then you have like senior level 5 and 6. In most cases, what are the biggest difference? For example, in data reporting, you have like, I'm able to use Google Analytics and Search Console to analyze data. But then, for example, if you look at media level 3, it's like, I can build a basic Google Data Studio dashboard in Looker Studio. But also I can create complex spreadsheets by combining different data sources. So for example, Streaming Frog, Ahrefs, Google Search Console, and Analytics. And that's how we have built it on each level. So it becomes more complex and complex. And the same for technical SEO. So technical SEO, the first step is, okay, I'm able to use tools to crawl websites and understand their output. For example, I can do a keyword frog crawl in order to find indexation issues, gain insights from an internal linking structure. So in the basic, it means like, can I implement all the basic one-on-ones from an SEO perspective to understand the website? And then the next step is to be more complex. So that's more like, I can do a website audit for a medium-sized website. It's also working in e-commerce, but also looking into like multilingual issues. And also, can I set up like a technical roadmap? Because the beginning, as SEO specialist, you start with, okay, finding the issues. Next step is the technical roadmap. And then the next step after that is like creating like a technical storytelling. So can I translate complex technical issues into a compelling story for a non-technical SEO audience? So that's like example for the technical part.
So do you think that these hard skills have started to solidify and they're not going to evolve that much on a continued basis? Because obviously SEO has changed an awful lot over the last few years. Are we getting to a stage where we've got these fixed pillars of hard skills and they're likely to remain the same for the coming 3 or 5 years?
Yeah, so I think they will stay the same for the 3 or 5 years, but for example, let's say the next one is SEO verticals. I think this one is changing a lot.
So what do you mean by that? Sorry, exactly, SEO verticals.
Good question. Let me explain it. So SEO verticals are like, think about the local packs, but also the rich snippet and side links, videos, like all the different results that aren't like the standard search results that you can find. For example, now also with AI answers, those are like SEO verticals. So that means like the search results that aren't like the standard search results that we already have in Google. And what we're seeing is that that's changing a lot. So if I look back at when I started, they had like, okay, they started with the people also ask in the period. You had like the rich snippet, but nowadays you have video, you have local SEO, the Google My Business result. You're now seeing TikTok videos. So the SEO verticals are really changing. And as an SEO specialist, the one hard skill that's becoming more and more important, in my opinion, are the verticals in combination with the marketing channels. Because we're now, as SEO specialists, first it was like, okay, we're focusing on Google, but within our team, we're also focusing on like TikTok, Amazon, all the other channels.
So the second spectrum, as you call it, is emerging skills. So how does that differ to something like TikTok, the way you describe that as part of a hard skill?
That's a good one. So within our agency, to be honest, we have like the emerging skills, also like a sub-label of the hard skills. Why? Because a lot of part of the emerging skills are also implemented are also found in the hard skills. So for example, think about voice search, user experience, but also one of our most important emerging skills, that is our AI workflow. So to which extent are you implementing AI in your daily work? So let me give you an example. So on a junior level, that means like, okay, I have basic understanding of AI and the role in SEO. But later on, it's like I can train AI models for specific SEO tasks, such as keyword clustering and trend analysis. And then on the next level, it's like, okay, I can use ChatGPT to set up new workflows, such as detailed keyword clustering and analytics report and SEO audits. So the emerging skills is more focusing on like, okay, how can I use AI? How can I use voice search? And how can I use the user experience to help us build an SEO strategy that isn't focused only on Google, but also on TikTok and other channels.
Understood. Okay, and it sounds like the emerging skills are still evolving. So unlike perhaps TikTok, that although it's relatively recent, this skill set required in order to be successful conducting SEO on TikTok is fairly unevolving, as in it's likely to remain the same for the next year or so, but your emerging skills are highly fluid and something that you need to keep a track on every week almost to see how they're constantly changing.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, shall we move on to the third spectrum? Because you call that soft skills. So what's important there?
that's a good one. So the soft skill is, as an SEO specialist, I think you also know, David, is that you're in touch with a lot of different departments within a company. So the first one is stakeholder management. So if you're also in touch with a lot of different people within a company, you also need like the second skill, this presence and persuasion, because you need to, if you have if you have a pitch, or we have like a lot of ideas to help the company grow their SEO traffic, to call it like that, you need to know how to present and to persuade and show your business strategy. And the next one is the business models, a soft skill. You really need to understand for each different company, but also for each different department, what is their business model? What is the reason that they want to grow? Or how can we help them grow? Or where are the profit? Where are the bottlenecks? Like all those different business challenges, you really need to understand how to focus on. And then you have team management. Team management is more focused on like, okay, if you have like other SEO specialists, how can you help them? How can you ensure that they will deliver all the important deliverables? And then the last one is training and education. That's more focused on internal training and education, but also for external. How can we help them understand how SEO is changing, but also the impact of SEO for their business, but also for the specialists? What kind of SEO skills do we need to possess, and how can we improve them? So that's more focused on training and education.
So what I was hearing there was really understanding the goals and objectives of others and helping them achieve what they need to achieve.
Indeed. I think that is the main goal, the pillars of skills, but also understanding it from your own sake to help others go one step ahead.
So you've given us a whistle-stop tour of what SEOs should be concentrating on, the three spectrums as you call them. How do you ensure that you stay up to date with what needs to be done?
It's a very good one. So for me, it's a fun thing because 3 years ago when I started Digital Base, I was so into, SEO, focus on SEO. But now what I'm seeing is that my role is more going less on the hard skills from an SEO perspective, but more on the soft skills. So what do I use? So I have Feedly. That's a tool. There's no promotion. It's a tool that I use with an RSS feed where you can get like all the data. You can subscribe for all the websites that you find interesting. So I use Search Engine Land. I use a lot of articles. I also have like a few websites about emotional intelligence that I follow and about entrepreneurship, but that are like also Dutch labeled, but also international labeled. So I try to have like two for each topic. I have two websites that I use.
Do you think that all SEOs can or should develop their soft skills? Or do you think that some SEOs can get away with just remaining technical SEOs and focusing very much on what they enjoy to do without worrying about other people?
A few years ago, I would say yes. But nowadays, with all those different verticals, the emerging skills, all the different channels, we really need your soft skills to show like, okay, why do we need to do this instead of this? Because, for example, if you say like, hey, I'm focusing less on TikTok SEO, I'm going to focus more on like YouTube SEO. It will also have impact on the video creator, his budget and his way of working. So then it's very important to explain, okay, why YouTube over TikTok or the other way around. And you can do that with your skills, with your soft skills in combination with the data and reporting. But for example, for YouTube, you can easily see the search volume for the different searching. For TikTok, I'm not very happy with their current keyword research tool, to call it like that, because the data is quite broad and it only puts some standard keyword, and it doesn't work well in the Netherlands or in Europe compared to in the USA.
Let's finish off with
the Pareto pickle.
So Pareto says that you can get 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. What's one SEO activity you would recommend that provides incredible results for modest levels of effort?
Ooh, good question. I will go for link earning over link building. So what you're seeing is that a lot of companies are focusing on getting links, buying links. But if you have like a great story, if you can put out like a great, unique story, literally from your own brand, and shows why you're unique and why they need to write about your brand, I believe that will always have a significant impact on your brand, but also on your authority and getting links. So that will be my focus.
And is it just link earning over link building, or do you have to do some form of other link building initially to maybe get things going, or concentrate on other pages that you wouldn't naturally earn links for?
Yeah, so I would say like start focusing on your domain, so on your business. So from a business perspective, what makes your business unique? And then based on that, what happens is that when you're getting more links, more contact with like journalists, with editors, you can say like, hey, I have another article more focused on my service, So it's more like building a relationship. And based on that, you can more focus on putting out like commercial articles, because what happens is then you can say like, okay, hey, you really like my story. I have a service that I want to show. Also because of I saw like a lot of clicks coming from your website to my website, so your target audience is also interested in more content from me. And then you can also focus on more the landing pages and the more commercial, and that worked for us and for a lot of clients of us. For example, one of our clients has to mention Yahoo Finance, but also on Microsoft. So these are like two serious backlinks. We call it in SEO term.
I've been your host, David Bain. You can find Desmond Boateng over at dgtlbase.com. Desmond, thanks so much for being on the In Search SEO podcast.
Thank you too, David. Have a nice day.
And thank you for listening. Check out all the previous episodes and sign up for a free trial of the Similarweb platform over at similarweb.com.